Hi friends, this is Lokesh. Welcome to Testing Tutorials Point. And today we are going to discussing very important topic in testing, like software testing principles. Uh, before freshers are coming to testing environment, who is going to interesting for that role QA role, that person need to know these principles must and should. Like software testing is the procedure to implementing a software or the application to identify the defects or bugs. Means we a QA member need to find that application or software. He need to identify the defects. This called any software testings. It gives the good quality of the product. For example, any application or any software, the when before going to the product, going to the live, that is must the software defect free, means there is no defect, and then only that product will go for the live to the client side. And also that also helps the test engineer to test the software with their efforts. There are seven principles are presented in this software testing principles. Testing shows the process of the defects, and iterative testing is not possible. Early testing, defect clustering, and precise paradox test is context dependence, absence of error falsity. See, basically, test shows the process of the defects means the test engineer will test the application to make sure that all the application is bug or defect free. Means testers to their what exactly test engineer can do, right? Based upon the documentation, based upon the requirement, he can able to test the application. He will give the bug free of the application, that product or software, anything that is a bug free. While doing testing, we can also identify the application or software have any error before, means end user before deploying the product to before that we are need to find them as much as errors, means defects. The primary purpose of doing testing is to identify the number of unknown bugs with the help of various method testing techniques, because the entire test should be traceable and customer requirement, which means that to find any defects that might causes the product failure to meet the client side needs. Means the primary purpose for this testing basically to give the defect free, and also we need to identify the unknown bugs. Means sometimes tester can test that application, but in case the middle of that user maybe something he modified, then it is a defect, it is not a defect free, right? But we need to find that unknown defects also before everything is going to for the client side. For that only these defects we are going to making for that. We can decrease the number of bugs, which does not mean that the application is defect free, because sometimes the software seems to be a bug free while performing the multiple type of testings on it. Means we are going to number of like we are decreasing the bugs while going to the product to the live. Means before deploying also we are finding the so many defects, and we cannot assure that maybe as it is a defect free, but it at least one defect will be present. That also we need to find before going to live, and we need to test a multiple different testings and performing the operations. Then we need to give the software as a defect free. But the time of deployment in the production server, in the end user encountering those bugs while which are not found in the testing process time. Means uh, when we are testing the right at that time, maybe we are not finding any defect because it is a defect free, but when we are going to deploying the production place, end user encountering his, maybe he'll find defects. But we are going to test, he is not also finding the defects. That much we need to give the testing execution, and entire process we need to do. Exhaustive testing is not a possible because it seems to be a very hard to test all the modules and their features, which effectives or non-effectives, a combination of the inputs and data throughout the actual testing process. Means we need to test the heart of the testing all the modules. Means software is nothing but it's not a single modules, right? all the modules are different modules are presented, all the different modules, all the features we need to test effectively and non-effectively. The combination of the inputs we need to give that to test the all the possible ways we can we can complete this type of variation according to the importance of the modules, because the product timelines will not be permit us to perform such a type of testing scenarios. Means it is all the modules we need to importance, we need to give the in time of that inter product, right, to the test end user. That time we will not get that much of time to test the each and everything one by one in the clearly. And also that moment maybe we are going to test fastly the module base, like we need to segregate all the modules, we need to test fasterly, and we need to give the to as much as we can able to find the defects, and we need to provide the permit from such as of test scenarios. We need to create the scenarios and need to provide that. Early testing. Early testing is nothing but testing activities should not start in early stage of the software development life cycles, a requirement analysis stage, to identify the defects, because if we find the bugs and an early stage, it become it will be the fixing the initialization stages itself, which may cost us very less as comparing this, which are identify in the future phases of testing process. Early testing is nothing but when it is development life cycle, it will not start of the before that, right? When we are requirements analysis started, right, for the before developing a requirement, it will start. In that requirement stage only, we need to find the what can be tested and what exactly it will be gives, and those things we need to find the before coming to the testing side, before we need to fixes that all the things. Then BS they will modify that entire document, they will give the proper identification, then it will reduce the defects. And also like cost, right? Once we tested and we given the production and we are finding, right, this will be the cost will be increased, and we need to decrease the cost of the defect, then only it will the gives a effective software from the client side. Means we need to before the requirement is started, we also find that defects in the requirement status only, and we are giving to the required conditions, and then it will come to us to test. And also we will find the some more defects, and it will reduce the defects before going to live the product, and we reduce the defect cost and defects. Then it is the early testing. We will require the requirement specification document. For this we need for that early testing purpose, we require the required specification documents. In the requirement documents are defined in the incorrectly, then it can be fixed directly rather than the fixing them in the another stage, well according to the development phases. Means that is the one I told you, right? The requirement document only we are going to correcting all the information. Then developer he don't want to do the mistake, and we are not going to find the testing stage time, right? It will reduce the effect of the developer as well as the effect of the tester, and cost of the defect also it will reduce, and everything it will be decrease, and defects also it will reduces. And defect clustering means we can detecting the number of bugs which are correlated to small number of modules. Correlated small module means nothing but a software having different modules, and we are testing each modules, and we are segregating the small modules, and that modules we are testing, and we are going to give the defect free of that, and we are testing properly, and we given the from him. Module code be completed the coding part of the maybe complex. This type of softwares or application will be following the Pareto principles. Pareto principles nothing but oh sorry, Pareto, this one is basically, you can say that one small module is presented. If you are testing the small module, in that status 20% effect bringing that 80% of result. Means small modules, you are testing the small of that, in we are going to 20% test, then it will give the 80% of process result. In another way of to do that 80% of effects bring the 20% of result. Means if you're testing the whole application one time, it will come the 80 percentage effects also, it will give the 20% of result. But if you're testing for a small module, and it will the 20 percentage, but it will give the 80 percentage of pass result. That way we can able to test the Pareto principles to test that. Persistive paradox is we are executing that the same set of test cases again and again over the particular time, then the kind of test will not be able to find the new bugs in the softwares or applications. When we are testing the same module and same time and same test cases again and again, we are testing the piece of, right, it will not give the new defects. It's the same defects. If you are the developer fixing, we are not getting any defect, right? To avoid this persisting paradox, it is very significant to review all the test cases frequently, and new and different tests are necessary to be written from the implementation of multiple parts of the application of the software, which help us to find more bugs. We need to a new every time we need to create a new test cases and necessary way of writing the implementation of multiple parts application, then we can able to find the new bugs. Otherwise we will not find. If you are finding, see, create user is there, if you are doing the testing for that create user, every time you are doing the create user but you are not modifying any way of testings, right, then you will not find the new defects. And you have to test multiple parts, you need to implement the new necessary different test cases, then that time we will find the new defects. If you are not finding that also, then it is a defect free of that. Testing is a context dependent. Context dependence means, see, each application it will follow a different communication. Like if you see e-commerce application and commercial application, both are the different way. E-commerce application it will flow one way, and commercial application it will go one way. And also one time the requirement is fixed, means it is fixed, then we can able to do that all the way of testing and all the things, right? But in case in the middle the requirement is changes, then context base also we need to modify and we need to test it. Then only it is a dependence of the context. See, we have the multiple e-commerce website, commercial website, and also available in the market. This is a definition way to test the commercial sites as well e-commerce website. Every application has to own its features and functionality. To check this type of application, we will take the help of various kind of testings and different techniques, approaches, and multiple methods. Therefore, the test depends on the context of the application. Means context means that the same way. E-commerce application it will flow one way, and commercial application it will flow one way. A different application, different context is dependence of the application requirement and documentation, and those things is dependence of that. Absence of failures means entire application completing the test and there are no bugs identified before the release, so we can say that the application is 99% bug free. But there is a chance when the application is tested based on the incorrect requirement identified that false and fixed them on the given period of could not be help testing is done the wrong specification which does not apply for the client requirements. The absence of error fails means identify and fixing the bugs could not help the application is impersonal and not able to accomplish the client's requirements and needs. Means sometimes the requirement may be changed in middle of that, and after deployment also maybe it will change. Then it's not a defect, right? It is not the perfect way to test that entire application. And also in sometimes the requirement is given incorrect way. Means application itself, the which is the requirement document is coming, right? That requirement document also sometimes they make it as a incorrect way of the information is giving to the developer. He developed the way which the requirement is presented, and that is also one period of defects. That is also one some absence of failures, right? And that is called, we can able to say 99 percentage of application is defect free, 1% is maybe incorrect way of the requirements are presented. That is a one of the way to requirement specification. He cannot able to satisfy find of application will get it, but we can able to say that 99 percentage we can able to say it is a defect free application in the absence of failure of. This is all about the testing principle. If you like this video, please like my video, please subscribe to channel. Thank you.